That's good, right?
It is good.
Or is it just tire kickers? Really?
Yeah.
I know this one did, right? That house?
Yeah, a couple of them did here. Two other listings of mine alone. Drain fields failing.
Are they doing something different in their testing, or?
I don't know if the water table changed.
I get it.
Or, what happened, but.
Well, definitely. I mean, at my farm, the pond is very, very low. Yeah, very, very low. I mean, we haven't had any rain, but.
Yeah. It's been.
Hey, go anywhere. Before you go anywhere, I need you over here. Hi. Oh, you're getting bug welts, huh? Poor guy. He's getting welts from the bugs. Okay, so let's see where you guys are at, and then we'll see how we can build on that. He's a beautiful horse.
He's still a little lame in the back.
Is he?
But we're working. I mean, he's okay if we walk occasionally and trot. He's still alright. Canter, you can still see a little bit of lameness. And they were going to put him down.
Yeah. And he's clearly pasture sound regardless,
Yeah,
like.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
That's where the consistency is going to be the key. Good?
Last week, my 4-year-old, when we would do the back, she started to get it, but she was going off to the side.
And that was evasion, so it wasn't back. If they back up true, they back up straight.
Right.
100%. They won't go.
At first, for the longest time, she just kept going off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if that was something maybe she just didn't.
Could be the position you're standing at, or it could be that you're not waiting until she gets a straight backup. So in other words, you might be, because like a couple times even just there, you readjusted yourself. Well, by stopping for it to readjust yourself, you released. So him eating the grass to him was now the right answer.
Okay.
So if in her case, you told her to back up and then she went to go that way, and even if you paused only to get more in front of her or something,
yeah.
You just told her that leaving was the right answer. So, and if you let them do that 3 times, then it's a much stronger habit to get rid of. Okay, so one of the things, you stand, let me just borrow him for a second. So like standing here, would be much more effective. Hey, back. 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 Okay. So if you stand, don't get any more than half that rope distance away from him. Or don't get any closer to, there you go. Because even though I'm using a term of hearing you, he cannot hear you, which is by sight. He cannot hear you if you're right up close to him.
Okay.
Most of the stuff that you're going to want to be able to do is at some day to be able to do at liberty. So you're going to want him to always take advantage of your distance. And then the only time, which he responded to, the only time that you get in there is if you're going to have to enforce it. Hi. This paddock's got this round pen's got the sweet clover in it.
And they've eaten down their pasture, so now we're on round bales.
Aw.
Yeah. And then I stopped because he gave me a step back, and then I realized, well, that's not a full.
Well, it is if you were struggling,
Okay.
and then you finally got one clean step.
Okay.
Then you can pause. You can then take it right back up, though, you know, as if you had just adjusted yourself. But you got your step back, and now you can say, now I'd like another one. He is at the point now where you could back him away from you. Or I should say, he understands it.
Yeah.
It's now a matter of getting you guys to have that conversation. See if you can't ask him to back up to me.
Back. 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 Back.
One more.
Back.
Good. Good. Good job. Good job. Oh, you're itchy and got all these little welts on you. Huh? Those bugs are being mean to you.
But I feel like what I'm using, the Tyrantel or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't last long.
No.
And they use some other stuff, but even and that I feel like doesn't work as good as the other.
Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to give him something cool to do so that way he feels like he's having fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach him how to go sideways. And then our end goal is we're going to get him to go sideways over this bucket where his belly will cover. Yep. But so the first thing we have to do is we have to teach him to cross his front feet that way and not leave. So that will not involve a kiss. A kiss would mean I need you to go forward.
Okay.
So we need to get him to believe that when I tell you to go this way, it just means move your feet unless it's followed with a kiss. If it's followed with a kiss, then it means go.
Okay.
Then we're going to get him yielding his hind end. Then, ideally, the goal is going to be you're going to look right here, and the whole horse will move over. How you want to stand is you want to stand slightly off. Bless you. You want to stand slightly off so you have complete view, shoulder, ribs, hip.
Of the opposite direction that I want him to move.
Yeah, so like if I'm going to push him this way, I want to be on the side of him to push him that way. I don't want to be way over here because now I'm not going to be effective to the front feet because he can't see me well enough with the front feet. So I want to be in front of him and imagine you're in a mirror with him. And then if he does go, you go too.
Okay.
So if you're going, like say it's me and a horse and I'm going to go this way, we go together. Don't let him leave you because if he leaves you, that changes your position and then he'll probably just spin out.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if we can't get just the front feet to move. So what I do, did we already do this part where you point?
We pointed the direction.
Okay.
Did it this way, but he kept kind of walking off, and then I would have to wiggle this to get him
Okay.
to stop.
Okay, so we're there but not there yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can't get some clean just turns with the front feet and then we'll move on to the back feet.
And I barely had to. No.
Should not be his idea. So don't take it because it happened. Take it because you asked for it. So it has to be your idea. So I have to see you actually point for him and him to respond. Good. Yeah, and he walked forward. He didn't actually cross.
That's where we were struggling with crossing.
Okay, so I'm going to borrow him for a second. And what I want you to do is I want you to stand in front of him,
Yep.
heads up, back, back. And I want you to point over his shoulder instead of off, okay?
Off.
So you're going to point over his shoulder. It has nothing to do with the,
Direction.
it
Okay.
has nothing to do with the snap.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to offer support at the shoulder. So my view is right here. That's what I'm looking at right now. When he just does that, I'm going to lower everything. So I release him. So I'm going to tell him, get his hind end. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, listen to me. Yeah, I'm here. Good, you're right. So now I'm going to take the support up. Good. And then I'm going to release. So I'm going to point behind him. And first I'm going to show him my support. Oh, you can have the bug, I'm sorry. I'm going to show him my support. So I just go like this to show it to him. Then I say, you know what? It has the potential to make this a lot harder for you. So you should just do. But see, I'm not, unless he goes the wrong way, I don't do anything with this rope.
With the rope.
It's just a suggestion. Yes. Good. Now I want the crossover, but he has to get the idea. Hey. Good. And the faster you can come in and be like, that's it, you're right. But it has to be your idea. Like if he just by default makes that movement, he's never going to learn it. And the only time that you actually have any contact on that snap, back. Hey, hey, excuse me. Back, back, back. The only time you have any contact on that snap is to just wiggle him to get him out of your space or to not go forward. But otherwise, we're not going to pull on him, because you pull on him, you're just going to bring him to you.
Now because I had him walk forward, I don't reward that.
Nope. Good. Yep. Yep. As fast as you can take down the energy and jump in there and tell him he did a good job, it'll stop his feet. Good. Good. So I'm going to say this direction is going to be the direction we're going to be most successful at, him coming this way. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to teach him how to yield his hind end away from you. So did I describe any of that to you?
We did.
Water in your ear?
Yeah, the kind of like.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll never pass his front leg to do it,
Okay.
but you can come out like this, okay? And you want to look like a cat in the grass. You want to look like you're coming after, like you just spotted the thing you're about to launch on.
Okay.
Okay, now see if you can't. And you don't have to do any, the only thing you would ever have to do is you could tap his nose in this direction so he can see you,
Attention.
but you don't need to pull him, you don't need to do anything else actually with his head. Now if he's really having a hard time, you can get a hold of his head. It'll help him make the movement. But as far as him responding to the actual cue, if you always get him to rely on you to pull on his head, he's always going to wait for that.
Okay. That was not it.
No, and it's just an expression more than it is a huge body movement. So you don't have to come running in there. You could just be like, okay, it's not, doesn't have to be a huge body movement. Yep. Bump his nose towards your belly button until those legs cross over in the back. Good, good. Give him a rub. Let him know you did the right thing. Good. Go ahead and get another one. Don't worry about him not paying attention. If you're the lead horse, he'll always know where you are. Don't quit, because you're released by him not doing anything. Don't quit. Step out there again. step out there again, step out there again, step out there again, and you could quit there. It wasn't the best one, but you could quit there. So one thing you gotta try is try not to quit as it's not working. Because when it's not working and then you quit, you taught whatever it was that you quit on.
Okay.
So if he just stands there and goes, I don't know what you want me to do, and you go, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, okay, then that's all we're gonna do. Okay, go ahead and, you readjust.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not working.
Yeah.
Like you're wrong, let's step back.
But the lack of consistency, so they can learn anything. Like if I told you he's a bicycle, and I always told you he was a bicycle, you'd eventually believe a horse is a bicycle. So it's kind of the same thing. As long as I consistently tell you that, then, but if I kept changing, well, he might be a horse, he might be a dog, then you'll never get whatever it is. So the same for him. He won't ever get what you want unless it's consistent. No, there. Good. Good boy. Okay, so now our goal is to get the front legs. So you bring them in the middle here. Get the front legs to cross, and then we're going to follow up by telling the hind legs to catch up. So we're going to tell his front legs to go that way. We're going to tell his hind legs to catch up. He's not going to be able to do it in one shot together yet. Now you got, nope.
Wrong side.
And that's okay, and you're way too much in his space. Good, hip. It's okay. We tend to get a lot faster when we're trying to, and we become more animated. So try not to become real animated, and you're not unique, believe me. So it's basically, it's almost like, I need your front legs, and I need your hind legs to catch up. Kind of have that attitude, like, front legs, and hind legs need to catch up. So this way he doesn't feel like, because in a way you kind of like jumped at the hind feet, like, I got it, So that's when they run, or at least try to escape to their desired location, I guess. So you backed him up and then you stepped in, so you didn't get him out of your space. You don't step in. He hears you way better if you're farther away. Yep. And hind legs. 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 There you go. Good. Give him a rub. So see how I just kept saying that? Because you can't start it and then not finish it. It's got to come to an end with the right answer. Okay. Good. Good. And hind end. And hind end. And hind end. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Now, your
Sorry, bud.
Your body language was very hyena. Right? That's why he was kind of like, what are you doing? So again, it's a very subtle but very strong. So it's, front end, front end, hind end. Are we going the direction that we were supposed to go in? I think so, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Like I'm having him back up first to position himself and to go ahead and cross over this way.
Oh. You clunked yourself there, bud. Good. Good. There. Good. You still were a little animated, but it was good. Your energy went down a lot and you didn't get all like you're going to jump underneath of him. Okay. I'll do another one. What's cool about sideways is once they learn that it's something they're being asked to do, they get very proud of themselves. it becomes like one of their favorite movements.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't know they could do it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of neat because then you'll start seeing, especially once we teach them for the mounting block, we teach them the over.
Yeah.
Now that's going to be really cool because often what horses will do.
So trying to get them to do that many a time. Because I'll like, when I'm riding them in here, I'm riding them bareback and just in the halter, and like I'll jump on the side here, you know, and trying to get them to come over, and I don't quite get it. And I saw a couple videos, somebody was pulling on that side of the rein to get their butts, and I'm like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
So,
We'll teach it to them. What was I going to say? Oh, I almost got it. I forgot what I was going to say. I don't remember what I was going to say.
yeah. Hind end mounting block. Cool.
Oh, yeah. When they don't have a way to tell us, I don't know what you mean, right? They don't have a way of telling us, don't know what you want, you know? And often it'd be nice if they could do that because sometimes we get mad at them thinking they know what we want and they're just being defiant, right? So when they learn the over, he'll be able to tell you, I don't know what you want, but I know you like it if I do this. I'm trying really hard. And it's super cool because then anytime you confuse him, he's going to step over to you, like a dog coming into a heel position. And that's going to be his way of telling you, I don't know what it is that you were just asking me for, but I know you won't get mad at me if I do this, okay? So it becomes a really cool way to have, it gave him something, you know, like I taught all my horses, they gave them their own voice, but if I scratch one horse here, he'll hug me to ask me to continue. If I scratch another horse under his belly, he'll tap me on the shoulder to ask me to continue. If I scratch one in her elbow, she'll show me her feet like a Spanish walk for me to continue. And I had another pony that would kiss me. So I gave them all a chance to tell me that way. But see, they now know that that's how they can ask for what they want. And it's a specific thing. So that's a cool thing to have as a horse that can tell you, I'm not trying to be bad, you know?
I know you like this.
Yeah, I know you don't get mad at me if I do this. Okay.
Now in this situation, I wouldn't need to back him up.
Nope.
Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. I'm not stopping. No, we're not backing
There
up.
you go. And then hind end.
Oh, no. We died on that one, buddy.
Hind end, keep going. Don't quit until he does it. Don't quit until he does it. Good job. Good. I don't think he's ready to do this, but we're going to give you something to focus on.
Well, if anything, that really helped, and like bring the bucket back down. It does help give me something to like,
Yeah.
okay, that's where we're trying to go.
Yeah, it'll keep you controlling the moving forward. So the trick with obstacles, especially when you want them to go over them with their belly, their front heels need to be closest to the obstacle. So he needs to be like this versus like this, because they're more likely to leak forward than they are to go backwards with an obstacle. So if he's already with his toes towards the obstacle, he's going to trip. And now we did something wrong as far as our responsibility in the relationship. Because my promise is always, I'm not going to get you in trouble. And if he's tangled up on the box or whatever, we're getting him in trouble. And then they stop trusting us, and they're not willing to do anything. And then you could be out on a trail, and you really need him to straddle something or whatever, and he's going to be like, oh no, you get me in trouble. Okay. So we need him to go the direction that we've been working on. So he's got to come to this side of the bucket. Now, wasn't he going to this direction? When we were facing this way, weren't we sending him this way? Yeah, so we're sending him the opposite direction of his mane. Well, yeah, because different eye, different horse, so we haven't been doing anything with that other direction. But you got his attention, so take advantage of that. Now you got all up in there. Good. Good. Don't get all up in his space. Okay, so now you're turning it into kind of a chase, right? So your head cue, let me just help him so he doesn't think that that's all you're wanting. Your head cue matters. So I'm looking and I'm saying, okay, I suggest. So my head cue, he should pay attention to my head cue first, right? But you're running in there and going after him, so you're scaring him. So we want to make sure that we give him the best deal. The best deal is this head cue. Now I'm going to show him my support. Now I can do something with that if he doesn't yield, but I don't have to until like I'm here for 10 minutes and it's like finally I'm going to have to. But instead of jumping in there and kind of attacking him, try to give him the benefit of the doubt that he'll respond to the head cue first. Oh, he's a good horse like to teach because he's not taking anything personal. Don't ask him to come. You can back away too though, so that way you just don't get any closer to him. It's okay. So it's starting to look like a backup cue. The way you were waving. So you want to make sure that your point is good. And then you just show him your support first, and then start spinning it. Instead of turning it into a wave. Yep, he's asking, he asked if that was the right answer. Good. 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 Well, that was actually really good. And then that's up to you if you want to, ask him to come from so far away, or you can actually set him up right next to.
Okay.
That's completely up to you. We'll get him to where he can do like a long pull.
Yeah.
Like you could get him.
Slow down with that one. I just slowed down.
Yeah, because your energy came up and you caught yourself. And like I always say, is you can't fix something until you catch yourself. Okay, so I would set him up as close to that as I could, making sure that his front feet don't get him into trouble right away. And then see if you can't explain to him to go over that. He's not worried about the bucket. Like we're not having to explain to him the bucket part. So some horses you got to explain every obstacle to them. Good. There, perfect. His front feet are perfect because he's more likely to come forward than back. So now in that position, you can just gently ask him to come this way and have this foot go like this. You can do that without it specifically asking for the crossover, and you can get the crossover as your next step. Don't get all up in his face. Good. Hind end. Yep. Don't quit the hind end.
Oh, I confused him with the front.
That's okay, because he was willing to do it too. Good boy, it's okay. You were willing.
Oh, I see you looking at my feet.
He was willing to do it too. Oh, it's okay. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. Yeah. Okay. All right. So front feet, hind end, front feet, hind end. No, he's good. So it's a suggestion. Now he needs to come forward. So say step up, because I always say step up and I only want a step at a time. Good. Good. And now front feet. Don't go forward. Don't go. Oh, good boy. Good boy. He's like, I think there's something to this game. Good job. Now that was so cool to watch him start to think, right?
Yeah.
I love when they go, oh, we're doing something. No, he's okay. Yep, just easy, easy, because that's waving it like that's looking like backup. So show it to him, hold it out to your side, show it to him, and then start spinning it.
Okay.
Because waving right now is only looking like a backup to him. Good. Now he does need to back up. One step. Good. Good. Now, shoulder. You just got right up in his space. Don't get in his space. Good boy. Good, you're right. Yes, good boy. Yep, good boy, you're right. He's thinking it through, which is super cool. I love watching them think. It's okay.
A lot of backup for you. Is that what you want?
Yeah, no, it's super cool that he's thinking. I mean, I could show him if you want what we want him to do and then see if you can't. Okay. Hey. Here. Whoa. So we want the front feet, but don't go forward. Don't go forward. Hind feet. Yep. Good boy. You are so right. But see, I didn't climb all up in there, right? I stayed in front of him, and we had not that I don't like to have eye contact. He offered it, but I don't like to have eye contact usually. I watch their feet.
I've
So
noticed when you're working with him, he does stare. He looks right at you.
yeah, he asks a lot of questions, which is super cool. So my first focus is here, and then he starts to expose this piece right here. So then my second focus is to push that. And then as long as that's, like say right now, that needs to catch up. So as long as that still needs to catch up, that's where I stay with my focus before I ask the front feet to do any more. Okay? Eventually, which I was close at right then, you could just look right here. I think the last step he took is where I was looking just at his ribs. Okay. Good boy.
Back around the bucket. Come on, here.
But it's cool that he really started to go, ooh, we're doing something. Good boy. So he's good because that other foot's gonna move on out of there. You could, if you wanted to, if you think you can communicate half a step, which he may do now because he's just gonna walk with grazing. Or you can,
Let him know if we're getting ready to stop.
yep. Yep.
So I'm doing something that's making him think.
Well, you've done it a certain way so many times and released like you just did, released on the backup. So now he's like convinced he's doing it right. So that's all. He doesn't, and me talking to him, it's consistent. So he's not having to ask questions. He gets it. So you could block, meaning you could take the rope where if you're standing further away, you can block him from back. Good. It's okay. That's okay. Good boy. Good boy.
He seems to respond to that.
At the rib cage?
The rib, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's try to push him just at the rib cage. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, he has to learn the other two,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, because you have to be able to move across the back.
yep. But if he's willing to go just at the rib cage, then he's advanced this particular exercise. Oh.
Whoa.
He needs to back up. That's fine. It's okay. Step up. Oh, good. Good. What? That's good responsiveness. See, it seems like you have struggles. You always want to say, wow, that was really great that he stopped when I told him to. And yep, I was going to say, you had a lot of animation there. It's just a suggestion. And you're not unique. Everybody gets louder when they either get excited or they get concentrating. Stop the forward. And he felt that more as driving energy. So he felt that as like he should scoot through there.
You're so willing.
Good. So you can put a block. You can make that line get tight when he does that. Okay, so, but as a block, not as a pull.
Yeah.
So where he comes onto the pressure, you don't add any pressure.
Back up one. Back. Back.
Good.
I think me moving is like confusing it.
Yeah, because you want to stand still. You guys are going to move in a mirror. Yep. Well, from where you are, you can get his hindquarters to move. Now, see, you just quit everything you were doing, right?
Yeah.
That's why just standing there seems easy for him. Good. There you go. He's thinking. Hindquarters. There. Yep. Hindquarters. Yep, he's thinking it. That foot's on the right path.
What are we doing?
You can tap his ribs if you want, with gently, just to let him know you need to keep moving. You need to keep doing something. Yep, would potentially make him go forward. Anything lateral or back up, I don't kind of cue. Oh, go means go. Yeah, and it doesn't have to have as much energy. You can have, I want you to stand more in front of him than off to the side of him. Like stand just off center. Oh. I'll give you a couple more minutes. You want to make a phone call? Hello. Okay. So you're gonna stand. So you would stand like where I am right now.
Okay.
And then you would stand this far away. Now he can hear you. The closer you get to him, the harder it is. And not only that, they don't have good depth perception. Okay. So the closer we are, the harder it is for them to see us because they actually don't see straight ahead like that. They see, this is their vision. Okay. So you're kind of like in a blind spot almost when you get right up in front of him. Good boy. So point, there you go. That's what's telling his front feet what to do. And then your support with your left hand at the shoulder, which is what you're doing good now. Yep. Don't quit pointing. You're pointing at the ground now. Well, that's because everything kind of changed. So, consistency, point, drive. So what was happening was the point started going like this. Okay. The drive turned into this again. Okay, so
stay with one.
Yeah, because he's not going to be able to learn it unless it sounds the same every time. To change your accent. Just let him hear it the same way every time and he'll learn it. Yeah, and you're pointing, you were just pointing at me at one point. So now you're pointing at the ground again. So, and part of the problem is that you keep getting closer and closer to him, so he can't see. So I'm going to just show you the stance. Okay. Hey. Hey. So the stance is I'm going to point over there. I'm going to tell the shoulder to support that. Just going to help him get his nose going in the right direction. Good job. So see, even though he wasn't doing it, I didn't change anything about what I was doing. I was very consistent in what I was asking for. And as long as you stay consistent until you get the movement and then you release on the movement, then he'll be like, oh. So then next time you point, he's going to be like, yes, ma'am, you know. Yeah. But as long as the point turns to this, to this, to this, to this, and then you're over there bouncing around, yeah, he's not going to get it. Good boy. And don't worry, you're not unique. Sometimes I feel like I really pick on people, and it's like I picked on somebody, 2 people before you. So it's just, yeah, it's a motor skill thing. Well, and honestly, horses are amazing that they literally just try their hardest to figure out what the hell we want. Yep, good. Good, there you go. So I'm half tempted to say let's quit there, because now you have a feel for it. You did still jump in there, but I think you can be more aware of your energy. Your front end, you finally got to where it looked like it could have made sense. You know what I mean? You weren't, because what was also happening before, was happening before is you were telling the front end to do something, and it was almost like you said, well, I'll get back to that later, and you went to the back, yet the front end hadn't done anything yet. Yeah. So in the same sense is that he's being told, right, yeah, it's not too advanced for him, but that's too advanced for you possibly to just say, go with just...
To communicate that.
Yes, yeah. Good boy.
We'll work on it. Mom's got time off this week back.
Are the Saturday mornings, are they tough for you? Or did you want, I mean, I could try an evening, but that does put a little stress on me because it's not right near my farm.
Yeah, I mean, the Saturday mornings typically do work.
Okay.
Last night I was out here helping him. It was late to jog. We were out here until late because it was so hot yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Jogging the horses around. And that was miserable. Never again. But it's been the worst. A lot of personal stuff. My first.
Here, I'll get that because that's actually broken. I gotta remember to switch it out.
It's my first official year being like single mom of 3 and like trying to navigate all that, and then the horses, and got Deb feeding for me now, which helps me a little bit though. I'm not getting the piece of serenity that I was getting by feeding them every single day.
Right.
You know, so it's give and a take. It's been rough. But I'm thankful for the horses because it's literally been the only thing to keep me sane.
Well, and the funny thing is that I know that it feels like frustrating, but once you get to where, like, you know how to tell them what to do with that left front foot, you know what to tell them to do with that right hind foot, you know, how far to move, you know, I don't really want, you know, like you can get them to just pick their foot up. And then it gets cool because then you run out of things to even challenge yourself. Like when I set up puzzles, I'm like, that's not even going to be hard, you know, which it's a lot of fun when you get to that point.
It's not frustrating with the horse at all. it's a matter of like keeping
Yeah,
track of my communication. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he's a good horse to do this with. I had to quit somebody because the horse we were doing it with was already established as the boss over her, and he was already aggressive towards her. So her now conversation that also requires her to say, "You need to listen to me now," and him going, "Oh yeah," you know. And I was waiting for her to get hurt. I didn't want to be there for that because she wasn't responding to my cues